What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another one. Shador Sanders' home rumored to have been burglarized during the game. Also, Dillian Gabriel is still in concussion protocol. So we're going to talk about that right now. But yeah, Shador Sanders is being reported. I looked at this. I'm like, wow, this is crazy. So let's get into this. So Shador Sanders' home has they said there's been a possible break-in. Now, a lot of the news reports, a lot of the news channels are starting to report on this. It says there was a break-in at Shador Sanders' house during Sunday's game. The Browns quarterback Shador Sanders made his NFL debut on Sunday. While the game was happening, something happened at his house. The details are still being gathered, but we're told per multiple sources that there was a break-in at Shador's house. Stay tuned. It says stay tuned for more. It's unclear at this point whether anything was taken, and no potential suspects have been identified. Regardless, it's another example of the inherent security vulnerabilities of pro athletes. It's publicly known when they're at work because they work on live TV. In recent years, pro athletes have been victimized on multiple occasions. NFL victims include Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes, Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce, Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow, Saints defensive end Cameron Jordan, all of whom have been victims of burglary. But according to reports, Shador Sanders during the game, his house has been burglarized. No, a lot of people, they're starting to report on it as of right now. It's coming out now that his house was burglarized. It happens all the time with athletes because if they figure out where you live at and they know that you're hold on one second. Hold on one second. Yeah, yeah, so this happens all the time with pro athletes. Homes are getting burglarized. This is not out of the ordinary. Um Unfortunately, they're saying it happened to Shador. There's multiple people reporting on it now, multiple news outlets. Um, Sports Illustrated's reporting on it. This was 30 minutes ago. Channel the news out there, the local Cleveland news is reporting on it. And what are they saying? They haven't made any arrests yet, but they said it happened actually during the game. And like I said, they mentioned other athletes as well. So this is just something else. You know, it's like one thing he going through on the gridiron, but now like his home is getting burglarized. I'm gonna tell you something. With a lot of these athletes, Sorry about that. But yeah, man, they starting to report on this kid home was burglarized. And, like I said, he will just have to, if he's going to continue to live in, no, I wasn't muted. I got kicked off. I wasn't muted. It seemed like they messing with me. It's like, but yeah, no, I'm not muted. I got kicked off literally. But hold on one second. No, I definitely wasn't muted. It just kicked me off. That's another thing. That's another story for another time. But he may have to just either at this point, because when you get robbed like that, that's a violation. So he may have to move into like a high rise. Because I think he live in a house. And I would say move in a high rise with a doorman with security. Because they know like you got a bunch of expensive stuff, and then you're target to be burglarized. So that's what happened. Shador Sanders home got burglarized. And move so he just gonna have to safeguard himself. It's unfortunate, but it's happened to a lot of athletes. It happened to Joe Burrow, the quarterback for the Bengals. He got burglarized. It happened to Patrick Mahomes when he was at a game, when he was at an away game. He got burglarized. It happens. So you know what I'm saying? Unfortunately for Shedeur, this is just another like assault on the cut. Especially how the Browns organization is treating them. But let's move on from that. So that's what happened. I just want to let you guys know that he got burglarized. So let's go on to Dillian Gabriel is still in concussion protocol. And I'm going to let Kevin Stefanski say that. He mentioned it in a teleconference.
More as the week goes on, Dillian Gabriel remains in the concussion protocol. Obviously, watched the tape last night, this morning, watching it now with the players, and disappointed because that's a ball game in the fourth quarter where you want to go finish and get a win as a football team, and we came up short. And it's all things that we will learn from. That we absolutely have to play complementary ball there, offense, defense, special teams, to find a way to win. And that's what we'll be focused on this week. With that, I'll take any questions.
All right, first we'll go to Mary Kay.
Yeah, Kevin, what do you think the plan will be with Dillian being in the protocol? Will you kind of lean towards turning it over to Shedeur so he can get that full week of practice and be ready to go on Sunday?
Yeah, we'll work through that in the next couple days and this week. Obviously, Mary Kay, I'll update you guys Wednesday as we get into Vegas preparations.
You see how he danced around that? I told you guys he in the wrong organization. He got to go. He's even dancing around that. He's even dancing around that as far as talking about Shedeur. He didn't want to talk about Shedeur. I'm telling you guys, it's the writing on the wall. It's very obvious what's going on.
Okay, thank you.
All right, next we'll go to Scott.
Hey, Kevin, when you look back at Shedeur's, first experience yesterday, what are the biggest maybe coaching points and what you're telling him, especially about dealing with the pressure that the Ravens brought?
Well, I think you learn from every single play, Scott, that's out there. And there's always lessons to be learned. And obviously there's always going to be good and there's always going to be bad. And that's just part of playing and getting reps. And then part of learning is taking all those coaching points that come with those reps.
And what did you see on those the back-to-back throws into the end zone? Looked like they had a chance, just need to be better balls, or what did you see there?
Yeah, trying to make a play on both of those, the scramble drill, obviously trying to make a big play, got out of the pocket, did a nice job, and then their player made a nice play down the field.
Thanks.
All right, next we go to Daniel.
Hey, Kevin, I wanted to ask now, do you have any further details on everything surrounding Dillian's concussion check? Was he presenting symptoms? Did he say anything? Was it a spotter? How did that come to be?
Yeah, he was feeling symptoms at halftime. Obviously got
Guys, I'm not psychic. I told you guys. Dillian went into halftime and said that he had symptoms. He said he was dizzy, and I bet you he said he was nauseous. Dillian is not stupid. Dillian had enough. Dillian, because let me tell you something. When you have a concussion, if you have those symptoms, and they have to put you in protocol at that point. So it happened when he was at halftime. He said he's probably feeling dizzy, and he's not feeling right. At that point, they got to put him in concussion protocol. That's what happened. And now you're hearing it.
With the trainers immediately and addressed it.
And as of this morning, is he still presenting symptoms to your knowledge?
Yeah, I'm not going to get into specifics, but he's still in the protocol.
Yeah, I believe they're after Shedeur, man. It's a bad situation for him, at least with this team. Now, I don't know about any other team. I do know that the Jets wanted to trade for him and have him come with the Jets. I know what you're saying, Dollar Blitz. You said the boo birds caused the concussion protocol. Yeah, because they were booing. And and to be honest with you, I didn't watch the game. I had to go back and they sent me clips, and I saw that they were booing. And when he ran off like with the team to the locker room at halftime. But they said when he was in there, he told them he was feeling a certain type of way, and they put him in concussion protocol. Because some people said, "Well, Max, he ran off into the locker room with his team." But we don't know where the hit came from. It could have came from a hit, or it could have came from him bouncing on the ground. Because you don't have to. Concussion is not always a hit. He could have fell on the ground the wrong way. Your brain jars. That could, and also it could have been a delayed reaction because of the adrenaline. But when he got in the locker room, then he started feeling dizzy. But I get what you guys are saying too. No, Max, it was the Boo Birds, and they wanted to take him out. And then also you saying the O-line and running backs did not block well and pick up the blitz. It showed on film. Well, matter of fact, hold on, because I had went live earlier. We just gonna show you. There you go. There it is right there. Don't worry, I have it because everybody is watching this. That play right there could have got Shedeur career in jeopardy. It was a clear hit on him. Shedeur saw it though. He saw it coming. But the thing is, he's gonna have to step out of the pocket and throw the ball away. If they keep doing him like that. Because if you look at number 77, he has no work. And you see the guy that has his hand in back of 77, he has no work either. His work is supposed to be on the left-hand side. But they I don't know what they're doing. They're imagining football players. I don't know what they're doing. But you could clearly see it right there. I know he got hit with a grounding, but what he should have did was he should have rolled out the pocket and threw it. No, well, I could see why he get hit with a grounding because it wasn't nobody nowhere near catching that ball. It said they want him to step up. They want him to step up into that. Yeah, but even if he stepped up in the pocket, he would have got drilled. He would have got drilled if he had stepped up like that. He would have got drilled. He would have ran into the hit. That was on purpose. That picture right there, that's on purpose. Thomas, you can see it. That's on purpose what they did right there. That's on purpose. Yeah, technically there were no pocket. You're right. But look at that right there. That's on purpose. And then on top of it, guys, his house get burglarized during the game. He got to leave Cleveland, bro. He got to leave Cleveland, man. He a target. And I believe it. I believe all this is connected. Now all of a sudden his house get burglarized. Don't get me wrong. Joe Burrow house got burglarized too, so it can happen. We know this. Patrick Mahomes. You said it was the 4-string offensive line again. Yeah, they did say some of the offensive linemen didn't play. They crazy, man. No, the burglary happened while he was playing in the game. That's when it happened. Basically, he need to move to a high rise. But yeah, they want the offensive line to go down before they put Shedeur in. Yeah, so when the offensive line got hurt, they took Dillian out, if y'all notice. Because they had some injuries on the offensive line. So they took Dillian out to protect him and put Shedeur in. Shedeur got robbed, Thomas. They're just reporting on it now. He wasn't there when the burglary happened. His house got burglarized during the game. Yeah, his house got burglarized when he was playing. When he got home, he probably noticed it. But yeah, guys, we forgot to give you that information. Thanks, Thomas. A few of the offensive linemen they weren't playing. So at that point, yeah, take Dillian out. They probably said, they probably made a decision, let's take Dillian out. Now they put Shedeur in. He don't even have the starters, all the starters with him. That's what I said, moving to a high rise to where they got security. And also, like with these criminals, they saw Bucky's video, like, oh, he got all this in his house. They said that's a setup right there. We live in a day and age, right, where the stick up man could just watch your social media and see what you got in the house. So really, you don't see what's in Jay-Z house, do you? Press 1 if you've been inside Jay-Z house. Except for that one house in California. You did see that house. I'm talking about all his other cribs. Have you ever seen the inside of Jay-Z house? How about Nas? No. That's how we live. We old school. We don't want you to see what we got. So and then until he get out of Cleveland or wherever he is, he gotta watch himself. You don't want nobody to see the inside of your house. Because we got opportunists out here. Honestly, I don't think it's a coincidence. I'm being a conspiracy theorist. I don't think this. I honestly think I don't want to get into it. You know why? Because if I do, I can't prove it, and I'm going to sound crazy. So I don't want to talk about it. On what I think happened. How come he didn't get robbed no other time? All of a sudden, he get robbed when he get in the game. Get the fuck out of it. You know, they playing in our face, man. Yeah, it did give a lot away. Because I saw the inside of his house and where his stuff was at. And now if I was a thief, then they could look outside of his house and tell exactly where he lived at. So you don't want to do that, you know, because you do got people out here that's trying to look at Joe Burrow. It happened to him. He got robbed. They took jury and everything. You know what? Who else got robbed? Speaking of Colorado, their rival. You remember Scott Frost? Anybody here remember Scott Frost? He used to be the quarterback for Nebraska. Well, when Scott Frost was moving and he was going to coach another team, he got robbed of all his Jordans because he had a huge sneaker collection. Anybody remember that? I'm talking about Scott Frost. He used to be the quarterback in Nebraska. I believe he played in the NFL for a while. Well, Scott Frost got robbed of all his sneakers. But Scott Frost had a huge collection of Jordans and got robbed, yo. So anybody's immune to, not immune to it, but you just have to be private. You got to move in private. You can't show off your cars, nothing. You got to move in private like Jordan used to do. And then also, if you do, he might need to get a gun permit like Jordan used to do. Remember, Jordan used to he had 2 guns on him going to the game. And he had bodyguards. Yeah, Jordan wasn't playing. Jordan straight wasn't playing, yo. But anyway, that's besides the point. We know that he just have to do things to safeguard himself, or he might have to move out of that house. Because if somebody robbed me, I don't want to live there no more. Yeah, or get a bunch of dogs. But luckily he wasn't there when it happened. And also, the rapper Tekashi got robbed while his mother was in the house. You say you still can't believe Shedeur threw for 40 yards. If he doesn't do better next week, they'll be saying he's a bust. Yeah, it is about that time because of the holidays around. That's what these athletes got to understand. Listen to me. Nothing is new under the sun. There was a whole song about what Biggie did. Remember Biggie Smalls, how he was in the New York Knicks house messing with New York Knicks girlfriend. That was allegedly Anthony Mason. Rest in peace to Anthony Mason. But this stuff used to happen all the time. I knew some guy that I grew up with, right? He was a career criminal. And he even talked about like, yeah, when I wait for them to go to the games and I try to rob them. Like, he bragged about, I forget the New York Knicks player, he went in his house one time. And there's people out there that do that. Yeah, they stay robbing athletes. Especially if they know where you live at, they're gonna break in your house. They'll wait for you to go to the game. So hopefully he'll do something to protect himself, because like the jury and stuff, they know what he got in his house. So you just want to make sure that you can't show off the shit you got no more. You can't do it, unfortunately. You just can't. You know what I'm saying? It's just the way it is, man. You just can't do that. It's unfortunate, but you got opportunists out here. But Dillian Gabriel is in concussion protocol, folks. Like I said, I know somebody said, Max, he don't have no concussion. He ran off into the locker room. I understand what you're saying, but the coach just said he's in concussion protocol. Okay, but he don't know what's going to happen yet. No, you're supposed to be in concussion protocol for 5 days or something like that, or whatever it is. So these people not slick. They did not set Shedeur up for the best situation possible. They did not. They did not. Let's hear what else he got to say.
Thank you.
All right, next we go to Tony.
Yes, Kevin, I know this is a weekly question, but will Watson be cleared to practice?
Yeah, I don't have an update there. Okay.
And you said last night that if Gabriel is unable to play, it would be Shedeur. You have Zappy also. Is there any need for another quarterback to join the team this week?
Yeah, all things that we'll work through, but feel good about our group.
Okay, thank you.
All right, next we go to Jeff.
Kevin, what are the challenges for your offensive line when Gabriel and Shedeur have such different styles?
Yeah, I think for all players, Jeff, it's just important that you focus on your job, and our guys know what our roles are, and that there are, of course, there's different styles to quarterbacks, there's different styles to runners. You know how the running back, your starting running back may run a plays a little bit different than the backup running back, but that's all part of it. And I think the big focus there, Jeff, is just that everybody does their job on any given play.
But I mean, it seems to me in a way that their styles are so contrasted, it has to really be more difficult, or I don't know, more difficult, but different for your line. Yeah,
the general principles, the rules, the you know, how we structure the protection is regardless of the quarterback.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, next we go to Joe.
Kevin, I know Wyatt said post game yesterday that it took them a couple minutes to get used to Shador's cadence and everything. Just
Did y'all hear that? Let me stop right there. The offensive line said it took them a while to get used to his cadence. It took them a while because they have not been practicing with him. That's why. It took him a while to get used to his cadence. That is he's talking about, well, regardless of who's in, we have a solid structure on the way we protect them. No, you do not. They didn't even know they had to get used to his cadence. That is crucial. That is crucial time to where they shouldn't be worrying about that. They should not be worrying about his cadence. They should have a little bit of experience with him by now. It should not be where they're trying to figure out when he gonna hike this damn ball. They worried about the man in front of him in the defense. They shouldn't have to be worried about his cadence. This team was not set up to play with him. He did play pretty good for a rookie coming off the bench with no first team reps. He did. Considering that he didn't have no first team reps, yes, he did do a good job. He did, because they could have caught the damn ball and won the damn game. Okay, that could have happened too. He had 4 chances where they could have caught that damn ball and they didn't catch it. It was 4. I counted. Okay, and they could have went on home, and that's it. Yeah, and Shedeur had no clue what the game plan was. None. They were making up plays on the fly, Thomas. On the fly.
what'd you think of the offensive line's performance second half and just everybody trying to adjust on the fly?
Yeah, I thought, listen, we can be better in a bunch of different areas. Obviously, those are things that we will continue to improve. But that's all part of playing this game, is making sure that when guys come in and out of a lineup that you don't miss a beat.
Okay, thanks.
All right, next go to Daryl.
Kevin, if I could follow up on Deshaun real quick. When's the deadline for you guys to make a decision about him on that reserve PUP, whether or not you will open that 21-day window?
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that, Daryl. I know he's doing a great job in meetings, supporting the guys.
And then just on Shedeur, when you watched that yesterday, obviously that's a tough spot for him to come in. We talked about the lack of first team reps and whatnot. Just what did you see from him? When you went back and watched the film this morning, and how much of that do you think, positive or negative? Can he take a step forward by now getting some practice time?
Yeah, I think it's all positive. You're constantly learning as a young football player, constantly learning as a quarterback through all reps. We talk so much about mental reps and those type of things, how important they are. So all those physical reps, I think, add up and will only improve as he continues to get turns.
Guys, what you're listening to right now, the local reporters out there, they know what's happening. They don't like it. And they're telling us with their questions what's happening. I heard that's what they're doing. And I heard one of the reporters that got a lot of respect out there, he's going to call for Shedeur to get traded. They're gonna be like, listen, trade him. They don't like what's happening to him. I heard that. I heard a lot of them don't like what's happening to him. They say you guys need to let him go fly somewhere else, because there's a lot of teams that would like to have him. What you guys are doing to him is not good. He did not have first team reps, and that's not fair for the offensive lineman either. Because some of those sacks, some of them sacks is on them. That's on their credit. And I would sit there and tell the coach, especially if I'm an experienced offensive lineman, I said, listen, you putting these sacks on my belt when we need to be working out with this kid to figure what his likes and dislikes are. So we won't have these sacks. But that right there, what you're seeing in that picture, that was on purpose. I don't care what they say. He's not going to be fired. I believe him and the owner are cool with each other. There's nothing about him getting fired. Look, this happened before. You remember when Ken Dorsey was there? You remember that? Remember in the late in the season, they started letting Ken Dorsey call the plays and they took it away from him. Well, guess who they fired? They fired Ken Dorsey. They fired Ken Dorsey. So this happened before. They didn't fire him. They fired Ken Dorsey. And Ken Dorsey's a better coach than he is. So that's what it is. They fired Ken Dorsey. They didn't fire Stefanski. And they took his play calling roles away late in the season. Yeah, they didn't fire him. They fired Ken Dorsey. So this has been going on. You know, I had to bring that out because lightning has struck twice here. But this is even before Shedeur got there. Yeah, Dorsey was doing fine. You remember Dorsey used to be the quarterback for the University of Miami. And then Ken Dorsey played in the NFL for a while. And you know Ken Dorsey, he don't look like a quarterback. He don't. That's what his kick was. Like, he looked like he was a computer major. But then when he put on those shoulder pads, he turned into Superman. Just like, he reminded me of Travis Hunter. That's how Travis is. He don't look like no really football player like that. But when he put on those pads, he turned into something else. That's how Ken Dorsey was. And you know, he played in the NFL for a while. Tampa Bay Buccaneers and a few other teams. But Ken Dorsey, as far as the offensive coordinator, he's really good. And hopefully Prime go after him. Like if he's looking for an offensive coordinator, hope he call Ken Dorsey up or something. But it wasn't Ken Dorsey's fault what was going on. It was Stefanski. And they fired Ken Dorsey. So I don't think Kevin Stefanski's job is on the line here. I don't think so. Shedeur knew exactly what happened here. He knows because he can read defenses. See, this is something that they don't talk about with Shedeur. He can read defenses like nobody's business. I want you to go back to that play he did. Remember, and it was so fitting that LeJontay Wester could come to him after the game and sit next to him, because that's who I'm about to talk about next. You remember that Colorado game where he threw that what they call a Hail Mary to LeJontay Wester? It wasn't a Hail Mary. Go look at the game again when he lines up in the shotgun. And then he goes up and walk to his center and say something to his offensive line. Then he started changing the play. Go look at it. He called the audible because he saw something. He saw a hole in the defense and he exploited it. And then what did Shedeur do? He did something hard. He rolled to his left. He's right-handed. He rolled to his left. He rolled out to his left and threw a dime to LeJontay Wester. He threw it in such a way where only LeJontay Wester could catch it. Go look at it. When I saw him do that and he called that audible, I said, this kid is about to be great. He pulled a Peyton Manning. I haven't seen that in a long time. Peyton Manning used to do it. And I saw him do it. So check this out. If I'm an owner, I saw that. You know what I would be doing? We need to work our plays around him and let him call audibles, like how Peyton Manning used to do it, because he can do it. Not too many quarterbacks could do that. Joe Burrow can. All the great ones can, actually. Patrick Mahomes does it. They need to let him do it. First, what he's doing is he have a little time. He's looking at the defense. And he should be able to direct his wide receivers wherever he wants them to go. Or I need you to streak out. I need you to do a post. I need you to be right here. He need to be able to do that. And I guarantee you he'll be unstoppable. But he's not going to do it with the Browns, though. I'll tell you where he'll be able to do it at. He'll be able to do it with the Raiders because Tom Brady is there. That's where he'll be able to do it. But the thing is, when he's with the Raiders, he got to be prepared to be married to Tom Brady because Tom Brady is going to want to be with him in the film room. I'm pretty sure of it. So he will thrive with the Raiders, and he will also thrive with the Jets, believe it or not. Because the owner is pissed. He been pissed because he can't get him. And one thing is for certain with the Jets, they're going to build an offensive line around them. That's for certain. If anything the Jets have, they always have a good offensive line. And that's all he needs. Really, that's all he needs. But when I saw that play with him and LeJohntay Wester, I said, this kid is about to be great. I haven't seen that in a long time. He called, go look at it again. He called an audible. They were going with another play. And he looked, and he looked to his left, and he looked to his right. He's like a robot. He was looking to it. He was like, wait a minute. He pointed. And LeJohntay picked it up, and they shifted. You could see that the quarterback shift in, and his center looked back at Shedeur, and they called an audible. Go look at it. Go look at it. They called an audible, and Shedeur rolled out to his left and threw it to LeJohntay Wester. I was like, this kid is great, yo. Thank you, Hawaii Chris. You said 12 starting this week. Yes, Lord. I'm a Raiders fan. Oh, yeah. You're a Raiders fan, but I want him to ball out for us to lose. Dillian Gabriel isn't just getting the job back. And it's fitting that he'll play against the Raiders because that's likely his next spot in the offseason. I hope they get rid of him in the offseason because in the offseason, that's likely his next spot is with the Raiders. The only reason why I say that because Tom is there, because he the one said that he knows how to develop quarterbacks. Nobody else, right? Only but him. So let him develop them and be in the film room with him. Let him do it. Because Mr. I don't have no dealings with the team. That's what he said, right? He don't have no dealings with it. Yes, he do. Because at the games, he have the headsets on. So he clearly has some dealings with that team. He clearly does. Thank you, Chris. I said they could do a class, they could do a suit, but here's the thing, though. They may not because Shedeur wants to play. So I will hold off on that because other teams do want him. It's just a matter of him getting out of this, getting to another team. And the only reason why I say that, Stefanski. Now I know you said I know why you calling him a snake, but I heard that now I kind of gave Tom a little bit of slack. I'm gonna tell you why. I was saying the same thing until Eric Dickerson came out and said what he said. He said it came from higher up, and they told the teams not to take him off the draft board. This came from higher up. And then the higher ups told the team to draft him. Go ahead and draft him because this is going too far now. We don't want him to drop. We need go ahead and draft because we already got it set up. Because you remember when Shedeur got drafted? I have never seen them announce it and treat it a certain way in that late round. I'm talking about at the facility. You see how they had all the pomp and circumstances set up at the facility? They set that up. That's why. They set it up. And then that was the most watched 5th round ever in the history of the NFL draft. Because a lot of people were waiting to see where he get drafted. He said he never spoke out on any black issues historically. I don't expect him to. We don't expect him to do that. You got to understand something. He's just a quarterback. He's not a civil rights guy. See, that's the problem. We can't expect them to speak out because they're not. Remember, Tom has to stay in line. He's not that powerful. There's an unseen hand here that's more powerful than he is. Now that Kanye West has apologized, watch Kanye take off again after he just apologized. Y'all saw the video when he was apologizing and the man was holding his hand. You saw it. So watch Kanye get all his money back and take off again in the stratosphere. So we don't expect athletes to be about civil rights or anything. That's not their job. And I don't expect them to do that. I expect us to regulate our own households. So you know how to combat what's going on out here. That's what we got to do. We only got to worry about our own households. And as far as I'm concerned, Shedeur parents did an excellent job with this kid, man. You hear me? His parents did an excellent job with him. Excellent. You see how he handled himself? You see how this kid is handling himself? They did an excellent job. They did an impeccable job on raising this kid. Impeccable. I know we talk a lot about his dad. How about his mother, though, man? She did an excellent job with this kid, man. Excellent. Exemplary. She did an exemplary job with this kid. Exemplary. You know why I bring her up? Because that's who us guys fall back on. We fall back on our mothers first before our fathers. That's why his mother's at every game. You know he falls back on her. She's his rock. When he go home and he not feeling good outside the camera, he's talking to his mother. Make no mistakes about that. He's talking to his mother. That's who he cry on her shoulder to. Her. She did an exemplary job, man. Prime did too. Exemplary. I have never seen a young man handle himself this good. This man is handling himself as a class act. I see why they call him grown. I see why. He is a class act. And then you see how he put that thing together to get that woman a car. She won the car and he went and made sure she got a car. This is more than football with him. That city loves him. They do. And guess what? Did you know this? When he threw them interceptions, the crowd didn't give a damn. They were still cheering him. They didn't boo him not once. I heard the flashes was going off in the stadium. I have to go see that video again when the flashes was going off. It was something to see. It was like all those flashes of cameras going off. People getting pictures of them and videos. That's what they wanted. They finally wanted to see 12 get in the game. That's it. It didn't matter whether he gonna win the game or not. They just wanted to see him. And that's something that you cannot buy. You can't buy class like that. You can't buy it. That's why I say his parents did an exemplary job with him. You know, with Shiloh too, they all act the same. They did a good job with these kids, man. They did. Because the scrutiny and everything he's going on, it had nothing to do with the fans. It had something to do with just the profession part of it. He got to go through a lot, and he's handling it very well. You said Dion won custody of Shedeur. The mother was no, she did an exemplary job. We're not going to attack her here. We don't attack women here. I'm sorry. We don't attack women here. We do not. And hold up, who are you telling? Listen, you saying be careful with the credit. Let me. All right, I'm gonna tell you. Hold on. Let me go to my regular joint to get you. Hold on 1 second. I know you're not telling me to be careful with who I give credit to, and I didn't say nothing wrong. I know you're not talking to me. I know you're not. But since you fell in frog and you were talking to me, you got to go. Hold on 1 second. I'm not gonna block you though. I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do to you though. Hold on 1 second. Man, don't sit up here and talk to me like that. Hold on one second. So be careful with credit. So don't hold on. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put you in timeout for 24 hours. It ain't the truth. It ain't the truth. We're not sitting up here attacking his mother. Now, if Shedeur was in here right now, he wouldn't have liked what you said. I promise you that. If Shedeur was in here, he would not like what you said. He would not like what you said if he was in here listening. Okay? So I know what I'm talking about. We're not attacking no women up in here, and she did an exemplary job, and I don't care what nobody think about it. Ain't she at that game every day? Ain't she out there? He needs her there. That's why. I know how men feel about their mothers, because that's how I feel about mine. I guarantee you, when he's at that Raiders game, she'll be right there. If he playing the Raiders, I guarantee you he'll be right there. She'll be right there if he playing the Las Vegas Raiders. I know how important mothers are. Okay, they are extremely important. So yeah, we are not going to sit talking about be careful who I give credit to. You need to stop ball licking. That's what you need to do. Stop ball licking. I'm not a ball licker over here. You need to stop ball licking. Okay? Because if that young man read what you said, he would have had a problem with it. So stop sitting up here ball licking. Okay? And I put you in timeout for 24 hours. Okay? I put you in a penalty box for 24 hours. Ashe. I'm sorry, guys. I had to get them real quick. Because some people, they got in this world, guys, sometimes you could be a nice guy, right? I'm kind, but I'm not a nice guy. I'm kind. You can't be a nice guy because you're going to have people in this world that come in and try to walk all over you just like what he tried to do. And you have to put them in their damn place. You have to. This is the kind of world we live in. Talking about be careful who I give credit to. He needed to go somewhere. I had to put him in a penalty box for 24 hours. Anyway. All right. I enjoyed doing that, by the way. But shout out to Shedeur. And we'll see what he do the next game. Because I'm pretty sure if Dillian is still in the concussion, because Dillian probably like, look, they sitting up here booing me. I got a concussion, damn it. I don't feel good. They gonna sit up here and boo me like this. They were booing him. And they didn't put Dillian in the best position possible either. They did not. As far as I'm concerned, him and Dillian need to go somewhere else. All right. They both need to go. You said we need him to have a good game next week. Don't be stressed over this. This is just football. It's just football, man. You know what I'm saying? But he'll be all right. You said these high-level robberies of athletes. It's been going on. Joe Burrow got robbed. Patrick Mahomes got robbed. Several NBA players got robbed. So, yeah, Thomas, that's what my uncle said. But yeah, man, it's the robbery thing. Like I said, he just if that like they just reporting on it now. I personally wouldn't want to stay there no more. I had to get me a high rise somewhere with a doorman with security. Now, unfortunately, it's just the world we live in. They always been targets for these type of burglaries. And fortunately enough, he wasn't home at the time. But like I said, you know what I'm saying, to support, let me just say this, sir, the one that I blocked, I didn't block him, but to support 12, you have to support both parents. I'm just telling you this. You can't say nothing bad about both. I just said his parents did an exemplary job. You got to give them both credit. Sorry, you do. Ain't no man is going to accept you talking bad about his mother. Ain't no man going to accept that, especially if a man got a good relationship with his mother. Ain't nobody going to talk. Ain't nobody going to accept that, sir. I'm sorry. Just the way it is. Yeah, the Jets player. Okay, so that situation, he really did. And it's a video of him getting shot. Did you see it? Okay. My only suggestion for him is it was nothing he could do to prevent that, unless he had security. He didn't have security with him. And if he did, they ran on him. If he did have security, they ran on him. Let me just say this. I hate to say it like this, but this is how the kids talk now. Never underestimate the YNs out here. Don't underestimate them. But now they call them YNs. Back when I was coming up, we didn't call them, we just called them stick up. And we call them shiesty. You ever heard that word? We don't. You ever heard people refer to people as shiesty? Yeah, be careful of the shysters out here. But he didn't have no security with him, and they got into it with these people, and he ended up getting shot right on camera. He ran off a little bit because I saw his car parked. One either that Mercedes Jeep was his or the other car. So especially he thought he was safe in Manhattan, which, you know, anything can happen to you anywhere. So Manhattan, you are relatively safe. Okay. I go to Manhattan all the time, especially late at night. But there's certain things you just got to be careful about. Yeah, it's on the video. You go on Twitter and see it. Just type in New York Jets player shot. You'll see it. Clear video, too. It was 3 shots. He lucky he didn't get killed because them 3 shots was at him. I forget how many times he got hit. I think he got hit 1 time. But the problem is I don't know if they still have him in critical condition, but he lucky to be alive, put it that way. Yeah, it's on Twitter. It's there. Just type in New York Jets player shot. You'll see it. So, that situation shouldn't have been. I mean, yeah, I'm not saying he can't go out and enjoy himself. That's not what I'm saying. But can you make sure some security be there when you get there, please? Can you do that? I mean, it's cost a few bucks. I mean, some people don't want to pay that money to hire the security. But your people, they all ran, which I understand. Ain't nobody had no weapon on them. But it's unfortunate. I'm gonna hope he'll be all right. He definitely, you know, the same thing happened to Paul Pierce. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember when Paul Pierce got stabbed all them times in the club in Boston? Y'all remember that? He did an interview about it recently with Shannon Sharp when he was interviewing with Shannon Sharp about how many times he got stabbed. And what saved him, he had a heavy leather coat on. That's what saved him. And he was also trying to defend it, but he got stabbed like more than 8 times. Paul Pierce. So the celebrities is always, them athletes has always been targets. That's what security is necessary. Unfortunately, I mean, security is necessary, man. I remember one time I was at the Tunnel. This was years ago. This is in the 90s. I was at the Tunnel nightclub in Manhattan. And who was that from the New Jersey Nets came up? It might have been Jason Williams. He used to play for the New Jersey Nets. He was a center. He played for St. John's. Yeah, it was Jason Williams. Jason Williams and his crew popped up. And there was some like shiesty individuals standing online. They said, "Oh, it's time to get the mask now." I heard them say it. We're going to rob these N-words. That's what they said. If anybody remember the Tunnel nightclub, used to get robbed in the tunnel. Right in the bathroom. They robbed you. I ain't never seen none. How you get robbed in the club? Ain't that some shit? Get robbed in the club. I saw somebody get robbed. All his truck jewelry got taken off. That's what you call it, truck jewelry back in the day. You know, the Slick Rick jewelry. All his Slick Rick jewelry got taken off right in front of me. And I'm like, that was my first time going in the tunnel. I said, wait a minute. How is he getting robbed in a... Guys, they had a DJ in the bathroom. I have never seen no shit like this. A DJ in the bathroom. And that's where he got robbed at. And the DJ, his name was Big Cap. Rest in peace to Big Cap. It's Bigkap, Big Cap. Rest in peace to him. He did not miss a beat. He was just bopping to the music, playing his music while somebody getting robbed. And I'm like, what the hell? I'm ready to go at this point. I never seen nothing like this. You see what I'm saying? Got robbed right there. And it didn't even shut the music. Yeah, the Pookie and Ray Rays, man, I'm telling you. He said, we about to rob this N-word. That's what they said. But he had people with him. They weren't going to rob him. He had people with him. And, you know, Jason Williams is from the Lower East Side. He had all his people from the LES with him, as I saw him. He had a lot of people with him, so I don't know how they were going to try to rob him, unless they were going to try to rob him inside. Like he go to the bathroom or something, walk off by himself. He didn't really have jury on, though. You say you seen DMX in the tunnel in 98? That was towards the tail end of the tunnel days. Like, this was, when I'm telling you this is back in the early 90s. This was crazy. It was, man, listen. And look, the bodyguards will beat you up. The bodyguards is off the hook, man, back then. But yeah, man, so hopefully I'm done with this, man. But yeah, man, Shedeur looked like more than likely he'll be the quarterback next week if Dillian is still in concussion protocol. I think it's 5 to 7 a week or something like that. They keep you, and I can't remember. That's a little scary, though. If he do have a concussion, it was delayed. His symptoms were delayed. That means he was hurt and he got back up and he kept playing. And then all of a sudden he went to the locker room. He may have felt nauseous and dizzy. That's kind of scary, actually. Yeah, 7 to 10 days. That's kind of scary. He had a delayed reaction. And he probably man. Yeah, that's a little scary with that. Concussions are scary. I said it, guys. It's a matter of time before Shedeur get in the way Dillian is getting hit. The way he getting hit like that, it's a matter of time. You said he forgot how he got in the locker. Yeah, it's a delayed thing. And it could have been how he hit the ground. He could have got because you know concussions happen that way too. You land the wrong way. You see what I'm saying? That's all it takes. He got piled on. He got what? He got pause. I mean, did he? They all were on him. That's probably how he got it. His head hit the ground, and that's how he got it. But the thing is, it's dangerous. Like if he, because he ran off in the locker room, he was fine, and then all of a sudden he probably started feeling dizzy. So yeah, he definitely gonna be in concussion protocol, and he's been taking a beating too. That offensive line ain't shit, y'all. They not. I mean, I hate to say I can't do no better, but they ain't shit. They supposed to be professional. Oh, 3 people fell on his head. Okay, that's how he got it. And he may have a neck injury. So yeah, they definitely got to watch him. I didn't realize that. And he got up after that? Did he get up? Did he get up right away, Thomas, after that? He should have laid down. You said if Shedeur wants a long career, he needs to play smart. Shit, Dillian, like, you can have it. Shit, I'm out here getting killed out here. They both need to leave. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't dislike Dillian. I just don't like what the team is doing. I don't have a problem with Dillian. I think he needs to leave too. Because he's not a bad quarterback. But they just not, they didn't have him prepared either. He's not prepared either. And this team could care less because I think they might be, in my opinion, they're tanking. They're tanking. So yeah, Dylan a small guy, but he can do a little something every now and then. He can do a little something out there. But he taking a beating out there though. That offensive line ain't shit, man. I'm just telling y'all that. Even the starters, they ain't shit. Shit, Joe Flacco was getting sacked left and right. Yeah, I don't know, man. I can't do any better. But shit, if I'm a professional NFL, I would certainly think I'd be doing better than that. Unless they tanking. Because you see right there how they lined up. That's unacceptable. At least in my opinion. Now, he don't set up there and got a concussion. Okay? Shit, if I was him, I'd be out for 2 weeks. The hell with this. Like, y'all not going to sit up here and get me hemmed up like this. And Shedeur, the only thing I can say to you, Shedeur, I ain't trying to be funny. If that pressure coming, just throw the damn ball away, bro. Throw it away. Please, just throw it away. Please. I'd just rather take a grounding call at this point because y'all not going to sit up here and get me hemmed up. Okay? Because y'all sit up here, y'all can't block nothing. Yeah, you not getting me killed. I'll throw the damn ball away. I'll just take a grounding call. And I believe he did take a grounding call because he was he probably took it on this play. I think this was a grounding call. I mean, what is he supposed to do? Sit up there and get teed up on? Because that's what's getting ready to happen. Yeah, I would have took a grounding call, Thomas. That's it. You're not gonna sit up here and have me and Dillian messed up. Oh, that's the pick. Yeah. Oh, that was the when they picked them off. Okay. Yeah, you're not gonna sit up here have me and Dillian in the hospital. Damn. They ain't hitting the guys. That offensive line ain't hitting on nothing. They're not hitting on nothing, man. Y'all go ahead and put Bailey in, man. Go ahead and put Bailey Zappi in, man. I'm good. And then y'all go ahead and sit up here and trade me. Trade me to the Raiders or the Jets, please. At least the Jets have an offensive line. I give them that. But y'all not going to sit up here and have me and Dillian up in the damn hospital. Y'all not doing that. I'm like, something wrong with my back again. That's what I'll be like. Something wrong with my neck, my back, whatever. Y'all not going to sit up here and have me in the damn Lions den because y'all act like y'all don't want to do the right thing. But anyway, at least 12 is getting his opportunity. Sometimes they say whether you get the opportunity, you may not like it, but at least he getting something. You know what I'm saying? But damn, I mean, please block better than this. Because you remember that Carolina game, how easy Shedeur had it? He had the blockers. Because I don't want Shedeur early on his career sounding like Meldrick Taylor. Sounding like he punched drunk. I don't want that to happen to him. Okay? He's sitting up there, starts stuttering. And I'm like, damn. Back in the day, we used to call it punch drunk. You say he's being targeted. They are sending a message to Coach Prime that says, we couldn't get you, but we're going to, what is it? We're going to torture your pride and joy by any means necessary. And another thing, it could be they just don't know what the fuck they doing. because it didn't work out for the other two quarterbacks. Deshaun got hurt. It didn't work out for Johnny Football. It didn't work out for him. You said Cleveland radio sound crazy trying to put this on Shedeur, and he didn't have no first team reps, and he wasn't ready to go. He didn't know the game plan. Yeah. And you know the thing is, I forget the guy's name. He's a Cleveland vlogger. He just shook his head after the game like, yo, this is crazy. Will, I hate to say, you know what, I'd be like, I was him, like, look, y'all not gonna have me and Dillian up in the hospital. So my back hurt. Well, with Shedeur, this is your opportunity. My back hurt, yo. Go with Bailey. Put Bailey up in it, because it seemed like you like Bailey's ass. Okay. Because you like Bailey, so put Bailey in the game. Okay, stop playing with me. Me and Dillian ain't going back in. How about that? Because they sitting up there abusing Dillian. He not prepared. He's not. He not prepared either. And this kid taking a beating. You mean to tell me your offensive line allowed him to get Superman sacked? Take him out the game, yo. I'm going out the game. He got Superman sacked. The guy was completely horizontal, flying in the air to sack him. I ain't seen that in a long time. Yeah, take me out the game, man. At this point, they sitting up there letting me get Superman sacked. Okay? And I'm not trying to be funny. You take me out the game. I'm not going to be sitting up in Cedar-Sinai Hospital over some bullshit. Me and Shedeur sitting up in the emergency room in Cedar-Sinai Medical Center because y'all ain't got y'all act together. No. Nope. You put Bailey Zappi in, man, at this point. Put him in. Because that's who you like anyway. So go ahead and put him in. Bailey don't even want to go in. I know he was crying because that's his boy. He want to see him get in the game. That's the first time his boy got an official NFL game. That was the very first time. So yeah, he gonna be emotional. His mother was really emotional. You see how she was talking? And did you see the people around? They said he's in. Everybody said he's in. There he go. Everybody was pointing to him. Yep. I could speculate on why they're doing this to Shedeur, but I really don't know. I really don't know why he fell this far in the draft. I really don't know. It's not because of him. It's not because of his attitude. That's not it. Listen, I will be saying the same thing, Miss Pam. My oblique hurt. Pilar says she loves Cleveland. Yeah, of course. I'm talking about the coach and the owner. They a different story. I don't know about this owner because you know the thing is, he was at Shedeur's pro day. If you go back to Bucky's video, he was there. And I don't know, bro. I don't know. Maybe it's just the way they run an organization. I don't know. I think I'm a little bit like, I don't know. I don't know. Because I don't know why he fell that far in the draft. They can't give you no reason for it. Because I ain't never seen Mel Kiper wrong. Never. When Mel Kiper say that you're going in the first round, you're going in the first round. I didn't know they own the Timberwolves. He do? I didn't know that. Yeah, I didn't know he owned the Timberwolves. I didn't know that. Interesting. You said, well, now they're saying his performance from yesterday is why they fell. Mel Kiper said he's never seen this happen in a draft. He's always been right. You know, he's one of those people. You remember Dick Vitale back in the day for basketball? Thomas, you remember Dick Vitale, right? Anytime Dick Vitale call you a diaper dandy, that means you're going to the NBA. Every time. He's never wrong about that. I never forget when the Fab Five took center stage for the first time. He said he never seen this many diaper dandies on one team. He said it. And Juwan Howard, Chris Webber, and Jalen. What's his name? Jalen. He said they all were going pro. Jalen, what he's a sports now. What's his name? It's Jalen. Well, I might be getting old, bro. Jalen Rose. Thank you, L. Real. I'm something wrong with me, dog. Jalen Rose. He said every last one of them going in the first round, and he wasn't lying. Every last one of them went to the first. I mean, all three of them went to the first round. No, Jalen Rose. I'm about to say Jalen Ramsey, Miss Pamela. I was about to say Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Rose. They all went in the first round. And he said they all going to have a long NBA career. He was right about it. That's the same thing with Mel Kiper. Mel Kiper has never been wrong. When he say a quarterback is going first round, he has inside information. He's an insider. But he said something went wrong here. Yeah, Chase Daniels, I saw his breakdown. Also, he said you got to keep in mind that he didn't have that many reps. Chase went on his first throw. Remember the first pass that he completed? Chase broke that down very well. He said, I like how he rolled out and I like how he rifled it in there. He said he had to rifle that ball to the receiver for that the play to happen. He's very fair. Chase Daniels knows what's going on. He said he liked his movement and everything. But Mel Kiper's an insider. And he said something went wrong here. And it's not him. It's not on him. So, but anyway, oh yeah, I didn't know that. Alex Rodriguez, I didn't know that. They're principal owners in the Minnesota town. I didn't know that. But Shedeur is handling himself well, despite everything. So he's handling himself well. They call him grown for a reason. Now we know why. He has a very good attitude. And that's something you can't teach. Very, very good attitude. Shit, I'm learning something by watching him. You know, sometimes you just gotta keep it in the universe's hands, man. Somebody was telling me, they say they're not trading him in the off season, just in case if they said he's insurance just in case if Deshaun ain't gonna work out. They got Shedeur. They said they're not trading him. But the thing is, they're not putting him in if you think you're gonna go with Shedeur in the future, you need to protect him now. You know what I'm saying? Like this play right here is unnecessary. You got to figure out a way to protect this guy. But something went wrong. I believe they colluded. I believe that too. 50 is fabulous. No, they never gave Shedeur a chance, Thomas. And that's why he threw the pick. They never gave him a chance. I would have just I would have threw the ball in the rafters, man. I would have threw the ball so far on the sidelines the crowd would have caught it. That's what I would have did. Just to prove a message, to send a message. Like, will y'all please block, please? Because I'm not trying to get killed out here. Yeah, when Chase Daniels was breaking the film down, it did make him look good. It did. He did it right after the game, too. Chase didn't wait. He didn't wait on it. He did it right after the game. Even he sounded excited, Shedeur getting his opportunity. He was excited about it. He said, I can't wait to. They're allowing A-gap rushes all night for no reason. I know. I don't know what they were doing. And it's supposed to be an NFL offensive line. Shit, man. Colorado could do better than this. They could do better than this. What kind of NFL offensive line is this? I would say they need Jordan Seaton, but I don't want Jordan to go to this team. I want Shedeur to leave, maybe have them both meet up with the Raiders. You know what I'm saying? Because at this point, I don't know. I think it's the organization. They don't know what the hell they're doing, man. Yeah, considering the pressure, expectations he's under. Right. Sanders is starting next week. Yeah, Dillian on the protocol right now. Dillian, they said a bunch of people landed on him, and he got the concussion that way. Man, that drop ball though, man, that was right in the guy's hands. He threw a dime to him, and he could not hold on to it. I know he was upset about it. They said he was upset about it. Damn, that was right in his hands. It was right there. So yes, the film does make him look good, but we'll see what happened next week. I'm gonna be watching that game against the Raiders too. Definitely gonna be watching it. And guess what? They know what they're doing now. Look at the ratings. Watch what the ratings do. You see this? I don't know, man. It's going to be a very watched game. The rating's going to go through the roof. I saw that. He said he had the easy first down to Judy. He didn't throw it to Judy. I saw that. So he said he'll make the adjustment that the next time he'll just throw to Judy or whatever in that situation. Yeah, I did see that. But the way he was talking, all this stuff is like he don't have nothing to worry about. All that stuff is correctable. Yeah, as soon as he went in the game, the crowd went crazy because they were booing at first. They were booing. The boo birds was out. And then when they saw him, they like, the boos went away. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah. Yeah, they gave him no reps and he still almost won the game. So imagine they give him some reps. It's just, I don't know, man. It's that coach, Kevin Stefanski, man. I don't know, man. He's not even running. No, Bailey Zappi is running scout team. So Bailey is getting all the reps. Yeah, Bailey Zappi is getting the scout team reps. Yeah, heading into Vegas. Oh, you heading to Vegas to watch him? Oh, nice. Let me know how it is. They said they only heard his cadence 2 or 3 times. That's not good. They only heard his cadence. They're not used to his cadence. He said his footwork is bad and he's drifting backwards. I can tell you why. If you look at the pressure he's under, he's gonna drift. He don't trust that offensive line. I don't think so. I don't think he trusts it. I wouldn't trust it either. I probably have happy feet in there. 'Cause I'm just going off of what Dillian is doing. You said, did Shedeur get first team reps today? I don't know. I'm gonna have to wait till Tuesday. Tuesday, Kevin Stefanski come back up and talk about it again. We'll see about tomorrow. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm sure he did today. Yes, I'm sure he did. Because Dillian is on concussion protocol. So for sure he got first team today. You said, what is the cadence? 30. That. Before they hike the ball, they're saying a few things to try to. Some people do it to try to throw off try to get an offsides on it. Vic was good at it. Was getting offsides on the Omaha. Well, I think who used to do that? Peyton Manning used to do the Omaha. They do that to try to get. Sometimes they'll get you offsides by if they're really good at it. Yeah, but the thing is, that offensive line is looking trash, though. Like, that's a reflection on them. If he's sitting up there drifting and having happy, Dillian had happy feet. Dillian was drifting backwards too and having happy feet. He's not trusting that line either. He getting beat up so bad. So it's not just that. They just trash. I think so. They just they trash. Shit, I guess they don't care. Their check is still good. They still get that check on time, that direct deposit. I don't care what Max is saying. My direct deposit just hit. Anyway, guys, I'll be back. I appreciate y'all coming and I'll be back. But I'm glad he's okay, though. Most of them are veterans, but some of them got hurt. Some of them were out of the game, dollar bills. Some of them they weren't even playing. I think 3 of them weren't playing. You said Cleveland media having so many Shedeur haters is insane. I know. They getting racial with it too. You see them? They getting racial in the comments. But that's just comments. The thing is, you can't really take that, you know what I'm saying? It's just people, they're going to say whatever they're going to say. They're going to say what they're going to say, man. No word. I didn't hear nothing what Andrew Berry had to say. Nothing. I know I would come up with some cadence like that. Dog pound. Left. Ready. Yeah, they coaching staff, but I don't think Stefanski have no issues. If people say calling for him to get fired, I don't think so. Anyway, guys, I'll be back. I'm gonna catch y'all a little later. Maybe come back on a little later. But thanks for joining, and we will be back, especially when he's playing for, against the Raiders for sure. I'll catch y'all a little later.